Good afternoon, it's 2 o'clock, it's Tuesday, which can only mean one thing, it's Cruise Day Tuesday. I'm Mark from JTA, and today we've got a very special guest, we've got Luke from Star Clippers. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you for having me, thank you.
So, we're going to talk about all things Star Clippers today, but just before we start, Luke, do you want to introduce yourself? You're new into the role.
I am.
Not quite new.
Yes, 1st of April I started, so fairly new to the role, but my name's Luke Swarbrook, and I am the Regional Sales Manager for the North for Star Clipper.
Cool, excellent, and welcome. Thank you for taking time to come and join us today.
So
we've got a bit of a special announcement today. So we're going to be talking about all things Star Clippers. We'll also give you some updates on JTA towards the end of the show from there. But actually, we're going to tease in is that the special announcement is that JTA and Star Clippers we're doing an exclusive fan trip later on in the year. So watch through the course of this next 15-20 minutes, and we'll start to tease in where the fan trip's going to be and which ships it's going to be on, and then we'll actually, towards the end, we'll give you the full details of the trip at the end. So this is definitely one you want to be watching to the end from today. So look, we want to arm our amazing agents out there with everything they need to know to be able to sell Star Clippers over the next few months to be in with a chance of winning a space on board this trip. So I think it's probably best if we start with is why Star Clippers? Is that an open question for you?
Absolutely.
An open goal since the World Cup, so here we go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me. It's a privilege, obviously, to be here and be able to do this and, put out everything Star Clipper, really. And like you say, we've got some really exciting things coming up with the fan trip as well. So, very exciting things to look forward to. So why Star Clipper? Very good question, Mark. So we're over 35 years of tall ship sailing. We're very proudly family owned. So it's a gentleman called Michael Craft who started Star Clippers. He's now retired and passed it down to his children, his son and his daughter, who are Eric and Marie Craft. And they're basically involved every single day into the day-to-day running of the business, really, which is fantastic to know that they're still heavily involved with Star Clippers. We are home of 3 vessels, tallest and most impressive vessels in the world. Access to smaller ports, which gives us that access, and we're actually one of 5 ships who actually are able to sail out of Venice.
Wow.
So that gives us a massive advantage there as well, especially for those looking for those spectacular scenes of Venice as well. We're designed actually for travellers who are not your typically mainstream cruisers. So that also gives us a bit of a niche market really out there. And about 68% of our guests are repeat customers. So again, we just need to get those new customers on board to be able to become one of those repeat customers in the long term, hopefully.
So I think, for the takeaway points from there to start with is it's an amazing family-run business. I think the fact the small niche ports that you can sell from there, and I think the one standout thing from that is that 60% repeat business. That's 68%. 68%. That's massive. Just think about it. You get a guest on board first time with Star Clippers, you've actually potentially got them for life.
Exactly, and that's the whole plan. I mean, obviously, we're very lucky. It is a very high turnaround of repeat customers, and like I say, if we can get that first time customer to come on board with us, hopefully, like I say, they will become one of those repeat customers for us as well.
And all of those repeat customers, they come straight back to you, the travel agent, don't they?
They do, and that's the beauty of it. Again, once you've got them hooked, hopefully that's enough for them to come back and keep coming back. Obviously, booking more itineraries with us as we've got, a large amount of itineraries we can offer for our customers. So that is the plan long term, absolutely, Mark.
So that's number one tick for me. That's easy commission for you guys out there.
Absolutely.
Easy
no,
second.
No pressure, no pressure.
So I think that's the initial why Star Clippers. So should we do a bit of a deep dive into the product and the ships?
Absolutely.
So should we start with Royal Clipper?
Yes,
so
please.
That's your newest ship.
It is indeed. It's our newest and our largest ship as well. As I've already mentioned, we're a fleet of 3 ships. The Royal Clipper obviously is the one what probably gets the most recognition, because an actual fact for you guys and obviously everybody at home as well watching this is the Royal Clipper is actually in the Guinness World Records. So we hold the record for being the largest square rigger in service in the world. So we're very, very proud to have that honour, really, and that recognition for the Royal Clipper. So that is a fantastic sort of key selling point, if you like, for Royal Clipper. It's a 5-mast sailing ship. We've got 42 sails, and it's 5,000 square metre in size, so it's a large ship for a small ship.
Amazing.
227 passengers on board, 106 crew members, 114 cabins, and in fact we have 14 deluxe suites with balconies. So it's the only one out of the 3 fleet we have which has the balconies on board. We've got 3 swimming pools, 1 main restaurant, 3 bar areas. We've got a spa and a gym on board as well, and we've got the marina platform, which is basically where we do our complimentary water sports off. So lots of options for customers on board to get involved.
So should we tease in the second bit?
Yes.
So would it be safe to say that the fan trip might be on board Clipper?
It might be, who knows?
Let's watch to the
we
end.
know, I suppose, so maybe it can be, maybe it is.
Exactly. So go on, keep going. So where does the Royal Clipper sail?
So itinerary-wise, we're very lucky that we are we do a 7 nights rotations from Venice. As I've mentioned, we are one of 5 already, which still can actually sail out of Venice, which gives us that that niche market really. And again, that's you can find us from June to September. In the winter, we are based in Barbados, and again we have 7-night rotations around the Windward. The only reason why we do the Windward Islands is because again we can actually use the sails because it's called Windward for a reason, because it's very windy, and actually that makes it very green obviously to use those sails. And in fact in the UK market that itinerary is one of the most sold we have. Because again, people come on board to experience the Star Clippers, to use the sails, and that gives us that opportunity to be able to do that. So it's a good key selling point again for us, and for your customers obviously to really take advantage of using those sails and sailing with us.
Amazing. So is the fan trip going to be in the Med, or is it going to be in the Caribbean?
Well, yeah. Keep watching. Who knows? Again, who knows? But yes, it's a great opportunity.
So then we've got the other 2 ships in your fleet. So we've got the Star Clipper and we've got the Star Flyer.
We have indeed, yes. So the Star Clipper and Star Flyer are slightly smaller ships. They are sister ships, so they are absolutely identical. So they are literally like for like, whichever one obviously you decide to cruise on. But it's a 4-mast sailing ships. They're 16 sails, so a lot smaller obviously than the Royal. And it's around 3,300 square metres in size. Passengers are a lot smaller as well, so you're looking at 166 passengers on board the Clipper and the Flyer, 74 crew, 83 cabins. But the biggest key selling point for the cabins on the Clipper and the Flyer is 96% of those cabins have portholes. So again, that's a really good key selling point. That 96% of our cabins do have those ports. 2 swimming pools with plenty of sunbeds, so there's no fighting for sunbeds on board our ships. 2 bar areas, and it's a nice relaxed atmosphere on board. So again, you can have that opportunity of getting off board and obviously going on land if you wanted to. I think the beauty of our itineraries is we try and get somewhere different every single day. So you're not at sea for 3-4 days unless you're doing our ocean crossing, obviously. But we try and get into these ports and give you the opportunity of staying on board or getting off board every single day if you like to.
Amazing. So I hope everybody out there is taking lots of notes to help yourselves increase your Star Clipper sales through JTA as we go forward from there. Luke's memory is amazing for getting this information, so make the most of it and keep taking those notes from there. So where does the Star Flyer and the Star Clipper sail?
So itinerary-wise, the Star Flyer, July and August, we do a 7-day rotation from Athens. So we are based in that Greek area, which is fantastic, and we do all those smaller Greek itineraries, which I'll come on to obviously in a second. In the winter, we are based in St Martin, and it's a 7 nights rotations again around the Leeward Islands, that sort of area. So again, lots of opportunity and choice for your customers to really take advantage of on the Flyer. And then on the Clipper, slightly different. We do slightly longer itineraries and durations as well. So you're looking at 10 and 11 night sailings from Venice to Rome.
Yeah.
and also Venice to Athens.
Lovely.
So again, lots of choices again for your customers. That's where we include sort of destinations like Croatia in there as well, which is really popular obviously for customers at the moment. Winter, we are import in Antigua, and actually one of our biggest and new itineraries, what we're going to be based out of with the Clipper for 27-28 is going to be based in Antigua, especially with those easy direct flights from the UK going into Antigua. It's going to give us a lot of opportunity for customers to be able to use JTA obviously and come and sail with us from Antigua, which we're very excited about. Currently she's based in Grenada, but the uplift obviously from UK direct flights isn't that great obviously to Grenada at the moment. So, but again, you've got the options of 7, 10 and 11 night sailings with those in the Caribbean too.
And when do those Antigua ones start again?
So they will start in the winter, so they will start anything from October
2027.
Through to obviously sort of April time 28 as well.
So guys out there, remember you can book those Star Clipper voyages with us now, and then once the flights and the hotels come into date, mainly the flights, our amazing reservations team will then take care of those reservations for you from there. So
absolutely.
It's obviously with the limited occupancy on board, it obviously is a premium.
Well, as we've already said as well, 68% of our customers are repeat. So if you are new to, those clients already know when we put our new sails and our new itineraries, etc., on sale, so they're quick to obviously get rebooked onto those sails. So again, you have to be very quick to get on board.
And I imagine with the new departure points, some of your regular clients will be quite excited to do something a little bit different from there.
And that's something, again, at Star Clipper we do very, very well. We tend to mix our itineraries up so we're not doing the same itineraries over and over again, because again, that wouldn't be great for our existing customers. They want to see new sails, they want to see new itineraries with us. So it just gives them that opportunity of still sailing with us, but trying something new with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've done the ships, we've done the destinations. I think there's also some for new for 2027. We were just discussing before we started this Facebook Live. You've got some fantastic little destinations that you go to, some amazing little ports.
We have, and I think the biggest, new for 2027, we've got 4 fantastic new Greek itineraries, and I think that's the sort of focus for us. And these amazing sails obviously go to destinations which you wouldn't typically holiday in. So we've got places like Samos, the smaller ports of Samos, Skiros, Andros, Hydra, Patmos, places like that.
Amazing.
So again, it just gives that customer the opportunity of going to see like the real Greek islands, if you like, and the real Greece, which isn't over touristy, if that makes sense. So it gives that opportunity for sure for 2027. And in fact, we've got some fantastic late options at the moment for for end of July 26 and August 26 still on sale at the moment. So anybody who wants those sort of late availabilities and that option for our Greek sailings, there is a superb offers out there for those late sailings at the moment as well. So take advantage of them for sure. They are there waiting for you to book now. New 11 night sailings, we've got Istanbul to Antalya. So who thought you could do that, fantastic Turkey coastal sailings as well, which is an option. And we've got some new ports of call as well for 2027. So we actually taken out of our longer Greek sailings, that 11 night sailing, we took out Corfu and we replaced it with Albania. Now from sort of what I've researched about Albania, they're saying it's the Maldives of the Med. So again, another new opportunity for customers to take advantage of. And also Sardinia as well is a new port of call for us. So so those longer sailings with us, you can take advantage of going to Albania and Sardinia as well. And then 2027-28, as I've already mentioned, the Star Clipper will be based out of Antigua.
Cool. Excellent. So it really does highlight how these truly unique small little ships go into these amazing little ports, harbours, ports and codes in the Mediterranean and the Caribbean. That so many other big ships, they just simply
and
can't
that's
get
the
into.
beauty of obviously Star Clipper itself, is we get to get these fantastic little opportunities where the larger ships and your mainstream cruise lines will not be able to get to. So that just gives us that advantage for sure. For going to see these fantastic new itineraries.
And I think we're going to move on to life on board in a minute, but just before we do that, I think you've got the water sports. And how does that work? Where guests are on board?
Yeah, so
every day, or is it?
No, it's not. It's not every day. So certain days, and what we do is we put like a daily activity itinerary up for our guests to be able to go and look in the morning, obviously to see what we're doing throughout the day. What we tend to do is anchor up in the middle of the ocean. It's got to be sort of softer seas and calm seas for us to be able to do that. We anchor up in the middle of the ocean, and then we basically drop the back of the ship, which is where we can then obviously do our complementary water sports from there. So lots of choices of different kind of water sports, which is good for our guests to really take advantage of. And so it's a good opportunity to get involved with our water sports as well. So you can even just do some snorkeling if you want to, but there's paddle boards and things like that on there. So lots of opportunity.
Amazing. So should we life on board? So
Yes.
I'm sold on the product and destination. So what's it going to be like?
So far so good then, Mark. Let's hope we can sell you one if that's the case.
Oh, absolutely.
The cabins. I mean, the cabins itself are really important. You don't see much difference within the cabins on what category potentially you go for. And we've tried to keep it as similar as possible. Maybe just slightly difference in size and obviously location of those cabins on board as well. So all of our cabins are en suite. We've got air conditioning in all of our cabins as well. And like I say, 96% of our cabins have those portholes or those picture windows. So a great amount of cabins having those. Obviously, it's just the insides which won't have those. But yeah, so that's a good key selling point certainly for your customers to know. Full board, so lunch. Breakfast, lunch and evening meal included on board. Your breakfast is buffet, your lunch is buffet as well, and then evening meal is a la carte. So nice opportunity to have some lovely food on board, and I can vouch for that being on board a couple of times as well. The food is absolutely fantastic. On the a la carte menu as well, you can pick and choose however you want. You can have 2 starters, 3 mains and 2 desserts if you want, and it's not frowned upon. Just to say, it's not frowned upon. I've had many of desserts on board, and the food is absolutely phenomenal as well. Complimentary tea, coffees and drinking water on board as well, and it's relaxed and informal. We don't expect people to get dressed up if they don't want to, and it is nice and relaxed and informal on board for sure.
Amazing. Cool. Excellent. And then so who's your typical Star Clippers client? Where are we?
Well, again, life on board it's just touching on a little bit more on life on board as well. I mean, we have many activities which clients can get involved with once they are on board. I mean, we do anything watching the sunrise and sunset from the top deck if you want to do that, which is amazing. And you might see the odd dolphins and things like that as well, which I've been lucky enough to see myself. You can climb the masts if you're brave enough. I've again done that. I did do that. Going up is absolutely fine. It's the coming down which is a little bit more scary. But yeah, climbing the masts is a must if you go on board for sure. It's great fun. The bridge where the captain is open 24/7. So if you want to have a coffee with the captain and go and just see generally how to sort of steer the ship and get involved with that. The captains absolutely love customers coming over and getting involved with that as well. As I already mentioned about the water sports, you can learn to paddle board, you can water ski, snorkel, absolutely everything as well. It's all complimentary. You can help raise the sails, which is absolutely something, especially on our famous sailorways. You can actually go and we get everybody obviously come on top deck on our famous sailorway. We get other guests helping the staff obviously and the crew on board to help raise those sails, which is amazing. And we play Vangelis, which is a big, and if you've never heard of Vangelis before, it's very dramatic, but it's also very emotional at the same time when you raise those sails. It's a fantastic sail away, and I've been lucky enough to experience it a couple of times myself, and it is very much a highlight of one of why you would cruise with us at Star Clippers. So yeah, it's fantastic. Stargazing under the stars, you can do that, and you can actually sleep on top deck as well if you wanted to. You could take your quilt and your pillows and go and actually sleep under the stars, which is very different as well. As I mentioned, we've got a spa and gym on the Royal Clipper. But yeah, otherwise that is what makes this very special and stand out from the rest out there. What makes it very niche and very different out there.
And yeah, that Star Clipper client. That's
Customers, yeah, it's very varied really. We're very lucky that we get a very mix of customers on board with us. The average age of a typical Star Clipper customer is probably 55 to 65. The one thing I would say is you've got to be able-bodied. We don't have lifts on board,
right.
so it's very steps, a lot of steps, things like that. And we do use a lot of tenders as well, obviously, to get from the ship over to land. So definitely able-bodied. Customers who might have done river cruising before, and that sort of rail journey expedition kind of customers, kind of clientele we tend to attract to come on Star Clipper. Anybody who enjoys sailing for a hobby maybe wants to come on board that larger, obviously, tall sailing ships. Customers looking for less touristy destinations, as I've already mentioned. We go to these fantastic locations in Greece and other places which you might not get that opportunity of being able to get to before. Customers who don't want to potentially cruise with the mainstream cruisers gives you that option as well. That relaxed, informal environment for a customer as well. They might not want to get dressed up every single night, and go to big shows and that kind of thing. As I've already mentioned, it's very informal, very casual on board. Solo travellers. We are a big advocate of getting solo travellers on board with us. If you look through our brochures and all of our offers that we send out, we always put solo pricing on there as well for that solo customer. So that is a big thing for us, that we like to advertise that pricing for solo travellers as well. And on the flip side, groups. We take a lot of groups. We are very much open to groups as well. So again, every customer is a Star Clipper customer, really.
Absolutely. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to find your guests, find guests for Star Clippers
Absolutely.
By JTA. So I think we're going to do a quick fire questions. Some questions being sent in advance.
Fantastic.
So first one is what's included and what's not included. I think we've covered most of it.
I think we've covered most of it. As I've already mentioned, the board basis is full board, so all the meals are included. Obviously, the water sports, etc., is included as well. Because it is full board, you do have to pay for your drinks on board. But this is where, again, we stand out from, from other. We don't do drinks packages or anything like that. But pricing on board is very, very good. So, you're paying €3.50 for a glass of wine. You're paying €4 for a beer. A glass of Prosecco is €4. We do a cocktail of the day, which is only €7 as well. So it's not expensive. And just like any cruise line, you'll set up your tab obviously as you're checking in, and then pay for it at the end of your cruise.
Excellent, cool. Someone just asked about the sustainability. So you obviously said you were using the winds to sail the ship. So what percentage of the time is sailing?
I think we try and do it as often as possible, really. And we are a sailing ship, so we are very green and very sustainable when it comes down to, and any opportunity obviously that we can use the sails to sail us along. Really, we take advantage of that. That's not always the case, obviously. So we do use the engines if we must, absolutely. But I suppose anybody who's coming on Star Clipper will come on because they want to use the sails and experience, using the sails to sail us.
And someone else, again, maybe just from your own experience, a couple of times you've been on board, is how about the stability on board?
This is a mixed bag, to be fair. So I've been very lucky.
I'm only asking the questions that have been sent in. So
just like any cruises, really, I've been very lucky, as I've mentioned. The sails I've done have been fantastic and have been very, very steady, and I haven't had a bad experience yet. I've been very lucky that the sails, I think, the most open water I did was the Monaco to Corsica, and it was literally, a knife through butter is the best way I can put it. It was very, very steady. I've also known, obviously, the other side of it, where it's been a little bit more unsteady. So again, I think it's the stretch of water obviously you're doing, and the time of the year you go in. But I've been very lucky. So it's a mixed bag is the best answer I can give to you, Mark.
That's good. Excellent. Thank you. So what we're going to do here is talk a little bit more about the fan trip. So,
Okay. How exciting!
How exciting! So basically, we're absolutely delighted that we've partnered with Star Clippers.
Yeah.
And with the fan trip, we're going to put more details on social media over the next week or so. But just so you've got the details to start with, is that we're going to depart on the 11th of December this year. There'll be one overnight in Barbados Hotel, and then we're going to embark in Barbados for 7 nights on the 12th of December on board the amazing Royal Clipper. Before then, with return flights back to the UK. We will make this where every booking that you make through JTA will be entered into the prize draw. And then if you make lots and lots of bookings of JTA, including Star Clippers, then you'll get additional points from there. Look out for the social media launching that in the next week to 10 days from there, but start making the Star Clippers bookings from now.
Absolutely.
And just to help you guys along to start with, is that we've got the first offer for you, which will go out in our top 10 tomorrow. Fantastic. We're also going to post this in the chat box, but Star Clippers is brilliant value for money. As I've sort of been learning a bit more about the product over the last couple of days, is that we've just done this first opening offer for you on the Royal Caribbean, which is a Barbados round trip, which is, anybody think we made this up in advance? We do make this planning in advance.
Absolutely.
So we've done 3 nights in Barbados, 7 nights on board the Star Clippers. Now this one on board the Royal Clipper, this one here, the offer we've done is actually for early January, where Star Clippers are giving us some amazing exclusive rates for us to promote. Yeah. But actually the total cost is £2,899 per person.
And I think that's, to be honest with you, Mark, I think that's I think people look at Star Clipper and expect us to be towards the higher end of pricing. Expect us to be, a lot higher than what actually we are. So that offer actually proves that we've got some fantastic options there and some fantastic pricing there. So look out for these offers for sure. Yeah.
So that's the first one for you guys to post on your social media, put in your shop windows, and really start to push, get behind Star Clippers and have the chance to join the Star Clippers team and one of the JTA team in December on that fan trip from there. We will talk more over the next few Cruise Day Tuesdays about that, about the fan trip and the full social media activity behind it as we go forward from there. So, and just as a reminder, I don't think I said at the very beginning, regardless of the fan trip with Star Clippers, every single Star Clippers booking that you make through JTA, you automatically get 20 points, which is £20 per booking. So
even more of an incentive.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think just going to take, we're slightly over time, so I'm just going to take the opportunity just to wrap up quickly. So all things JTA from our side. Look out for your your Solus offer today, which is Azamawa, where we're going to drop into your inboxes 6 Solus offers on Azamawa. Tomorrow's top 10 on Wednesday will drop, which is where you'll find your Star Clippers offer as one of those top 10s. And then this coming Saturday, we've got Virgin Voyages as our Solus offer from there. And just a reminder that we're already on the week into July already. The cruise line of the month for the month of July is Cunard. So every single booking that you make through JTA on a Cunard ship, you automatically get 60 points, which is £60 in prizes from there. We're back again next Tuesday at 2 o'clock for Cruise Day Tuesday, so please do join us if you can from there. Remember to send in those questions in advance and we'll answer them during the course of the sessions for you. But really, it's just for me just to sort of wrap up and say, Luke, thank you so much for taking the time to come and join us today.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it, and it's nice to obviously to showcase Star Clippers.
Amazing. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good rest of the week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.